This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our exclusive multi-state cannabis operator sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top vertically integrated medical and wellness cannabis operators. With 50 local dispensaries, 14 cultivation sites, and 13 processing facilities, serving up more than 165,000 registered medical marijuana patients. You can learn more about Curaleaf over at curaleaf.com, with Curaleaf spelled Curaleaf. That's curaleaf.com. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, December 19th, 2019, and you're tuned into episode 857 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We have a switch up from our top story yesterday, which brought us to the city of Chicago, where it had appeared that the city council had decided to delay the allowance of adult use sales in downtown for 6 months. But as the Chicago Tribune is reporting, a final vote on the proposal, which at first looked assured of passing, was shot down yesterday by a vote of 29-19, meaning there will be downtown adult use sales after the state flips over to full legality on January 1st. As we carried yesterday, Politico reported that multi-state cannabis operators GTI and MedMen are thought to have been behind the proposed delay, which would have helped out their suburban stores during the first half of 2020 if implemented. You can pop over to the Chicago Tribune for more on this super interesting and somewhat convoluted story if you want. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. Allison Martin over at Cannabis Wire has a big headline that should surprise no one paying any kind of attention to the world of politics, as Republican Senator Mike Crapo of Idaho, chair of the Senate Banking Committee, just laid out all these stupid reasons he won't be supporting the Safe Banking Act, which was passed by the House and that would free up banks and financial institutions to work with the legal marijuana industry. Senator Crapo actually asked about the children. Won't anyone think of the children? And also said that he was worried about the quote-unquote high potency of marijuana, and most gallingly said that he was worried that by introducing transparency and legality to the cannabis banking industry, it would somehow foster money laundering by drug cartels, which is just dumb. Swing over to Allison's story for more here, but in short, don't expect any kind of progressive cannabis policy reform out of the GOP-controlled Senate. It's just not happening. We turn north to Canada for our final top story today, as December 13th marked the 1-year anniversary of when the province of Ontario announced a licensing cap of 25 stores. December 13th is also the date when those 25 shops can finally sell themselves. Ontario imposed a 1-year hold on licensed shops selling to other cannabis businesses, and as the day ticked over just last week to the 14th, many of those license holders were waiting with deals already signed. That's resulting in a bit of a shakeup in Ontario's licensed marijuana providers that is interesting to see and instructive to read about if you do business there. I think it's worthwhile to watch how the value of licenses in different places tracks with different policies, so maybe not a bad idea to add to your list of stories to read today. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state cannabis operators with 50 local dispensaries, 14 cultivation sites, and 13 processing facilities, serving up more than 165,000 registered medical marijuana patients. Curaleaf is proud to feature at each of its dispensaries a unique selection of quality products at competitive prices. You know that when you walk in the door at a Curaleaf shop, you're in good retail hands, whether you're at one of Curaleaf's many medical dispensaries or at one of their new adult use stores. Curaleaf covers the entire legal cannabis spectrum with Curaleaf Medical Marijuana, Curaleaf Hemp, and Yuku Craft Cannabis, so you're likely to find a matching product for whatever your legal marijuana needs Swing over to cureleaf.com today, spelled Curaleaf, to check out their new website, packed with all kinds of helpful information about the good things done over at Cureleaf, including their support of the Veterans Cannabis Project, found at vetscp.org. That very worthy organization works to expand medical marijuana access by military veteran patients. Big thanks to everyone over at Cureleaf for helping us keep our news lights on. All right, time for the Blitz. Time is a really great longer form piece up that looks at the developments of the legal marijuana industry in the southern African nation of Lesotho, a country of 2.2 million people that is enveloped entirely by the larger South Africa. As time has it, Lesotho is one of the poorer countries in Africa, and many in the nation see legal cannabis as a way to boost their economy. The Lesotho government first issued licenses for legal cultivation in 2018 and has attracted tens of millions of dollars in outside investment, much of it coming from Canadian licensed providers like Cannabis Growth, MG Health, and Afria. MG Health said it's growing cannabis in Lesotho right now at 93 cents a gram and is exporting CBD products made there, mostly to neighboring South Africa, with plans to break into markets in Europe, the Middle East, and Australia. New Zealand lawmakers approved a set of regulations this week for how a new medical marijuana program in that country will roll out starting in April, voting down an earlier proposal that would have required prospective medical cannabis patients from having to visit a specialist doctor. New Zealand will import products in the beginning, shifting to domestic producers later in the year as they come online. Matt Lamers at Marijuana Business Daily has all the details here. We keep our sights overseas as Marijuana Business Daily pulls together some good numbers and analysis for the German legal cannabis market, which now pulls in more than 10 million euros a month in sales. As Marijuana Business Daily sees it, the growth of the German market has stalled over the past few months, but remains strong with a healthy potential upside, with an estimated total number of patients in Germany at just 50 to 60,000. For a bit of context, Germany has around 82 million citizens, more than twice as many as in Canada. So there's a lot of room for growth in patient numbers. Leafly's Harrison Jordan pulled together a helpful roundup of which Canadian provinces have marijuana edibles for sale right now, with December 16th being the first day infused products and edibles were allowed. As of today, just one province, Newfoundland and Labrador, have edibles for sale, though British Columbia dispensaries expect to have some up for sale sometime today, with other provinces to debut edibles anywhere from Christmas time through later in January. Matt Lamers has a second story up today with pickup of news out of Canada that licensed producer Believe appears a bit beleaguered, as CEO Jeanette Vander Morel announced that she is stepping down from her position just 2 months after starting. Matt is also reporting that the company, which spent just under $7 million Canadian last year to buy a greenhouse grow facility, has just $133,000 Canadian in available cash as of September 30th. On top of that, Believe was hit with a lawsuit last month by larger company Auxly Cannabis Group, which claims it broke an agreement from 2017 that saw Auxly invest $5 million into Believe. Marijuana compliance software developer Qurna, which used to be known as MJ Freeway, is buying up Canadian software provider Ample Organics in a deal valued at $45 million, with $7.5 million Canadian to be paid out in cash and the remainder in Qurna stock. According to a press release on the acquisition, Ample Organics touches 70% of the Canadian seed-to-sale tracking market. And finally for today, Marijuana Business Daily closes out our news with a chart showing how its own big annual business conference, the latest version of which just wrapped up in Las Vegas, has grown over the years. This year was my 5th year attending, with just over 31,000 fellow industry nerds also showing up. In the first year that I rolled into Vegas back in 2015, there were just 5,561 attendees in all. That is a very healthy jump. Just as healthy is the rise in the number of exhibitors, which landed at an even 1,300 this year, up from just 22 in 2012, the first year of the conference, and up over 30% from just last year. This is good business to be in. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at MJ Today Daily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Curaleaf, and to our awesome Patreon listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the Patreon listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today. Today.
One take, Shay. One take.